If you were lucky enough to get some squash blossoms this season, you're in for a treat today. I'm going to show you how to clean them up so that you can use them for a delicious meal. I'm going to start prepping my squash blossoms by removing the stem. And it's going to be this little bundle right here. I just snap it off like that. And you want to remove the pollen pod, especially if you suffer from allergies. Once you do that, you want to set your squash blossom to the side and keep it nice and beautiful, just like you, Views Club. You will find that squash blossoms have a lot in common with roses. And the reason I say that is because the larger your squash blossom, the more thorns you have on the stem. So please be careful, don't hurt yourselves, but I definitely want you to have fun when you're making this. And if you find a little bit of dust on your squash blossoms, you can use a paper towel or a kitchen cloth and just dust off any excess of dirt or whatever you might have on them. Be very delicate and treat them kind of like you would mushrooms. You don't want to wash your mushrooms, right? You just want to clean them off, and that's the same thing we're going to do with the remaining squash blossoms. Hello and welcome back to Views on the Road. I'm your host Steph, and today I'm going to be showing you how to make some delicious gorditas by using some squash blossoms. If you've ever seen flor de calabaza, you're going to absolutely fall in love, and we're only going to be using a few ingredients, so this is going to be a very easy recipe. For this recipe, you'll need 2 bundles of squash blossoms, 2 pounds of fresh masa, 2 gray squash, 1 medium onion, 2 garlic cloves, 1 teaspoon of salt, melty cheese, 1 tablespoon of butter, a drizzle of olive oil, and some Crema Oaxaqueña. Place your burner on a medium-low heat, and if you're using a glass top, we're going to go with the number 3. Add half a tablespoon of olive oil, 1 tablespoon of butter, and allow your butter and your olive oil to melt and combine together. As soon as your butter melts, you're going to add your 2 garlic cloves. Mince them really, really good. Now, if you're getting up there in age and can't handle your garlic, it's okay. Go ahead and chop them into bigger chunks, and that's less of a garlicky taste in your food, but you can still enjoy it. Follow that by your thinly sliced onion, and you can use yellow or white onions for this recipe, and if all you have is green onions, go ahead and put them right on in. I half mooned our gray squash, and you guys also know it as calabaza mexicana. A lot of Korean dishes do require this kind of squash, so if you don't have this kind of squash, that's okay. You can use zucchinis. Give that a loving mix, and you're going to continue to cook for 4 to 6 minutes until your onions go translucent. And don't forget to place a lid over your pan so we can get extra steamy in there. It smells absolutely divine in here, right? It just smells so gentle, comforting. Yeah, you said it, comforting, that's the word. Some of you might need to cook your squash a little bit longer, and that's okay. You just want to make sure that they're soft enough for you to eat and have a good bite to them, okay? That's all we're looking for. It's time to gently sprinkle our beautiful squash blossoms. And I know that some of you are limited and you might not be able to find these, but if you ever see them at a grocery store, you're going to know exactly what recipe to make. Go ahead and give that a loving mix. And I'm giving it more of a fold. More like a ballet dance right now. This is just so beautiful. I love flowers. You guys know that about me. And this dish is just making me so happy right now. I hope you feel the same. And if you do, let me know in the comments what you're happy about. Go ahead and place the lid over your pan and continue to cook for 2 more minutes. After 2 minutes, you're going to turn your burner off. You want to add salt to taste, and I'm using about a little bit less than a teaspoon. I want to be able to taste all the natural flavors, just like my ancestors did. So once you give that a loving mix, you're going to place your lid right on your pan, and you're going to set this to the side. Today we're going to be using fresh corn masa. You can go to your local corn tortilla factory and ask them if you can buy 5 pounds of fresh masa. If you ask for 1, they're going to turn you away, and that's okay. You should be buying 5 and using it up within the next 2 weeks. It's a lot softer and a lot easier to work with, but if you don't have access to fresh masa, you can use Maseca, and I'll link a recipe in the description area. I'm going to start off with about 2 pounds of fresh masa, and I'm going to save the rest for later on. I'm going to grab enough masa to fit in the palm of my hands, just like this. See, when you close your hand, you just have a little space. That should be enough. You see how it's just right on? Usually ends up being a good amount. And what you want to start doing, I start pressing inward. And then you start making a ball. If I see that there's a lot of areas with a crack, that just means that I need to press it down just a little bit more, and then I try again. Ta-da! You should have a smooth ball just like this. And we're gonna be honest here, not all tortilla press are created equally, and mine turned out to be pretty bad, but we're still gonna make it work. Since I can't find the plastic that I usually use for my tortilla press, I'm using parchment paper that somehow hasn't gone anywhere. Guess my kids didn't like this one. I'm gonna give it a gentle press. And as I mentioned, my tortilla press is very clever. You see how it's thicker on one side than the other? Well, cover your ears because I have to pound the other side to even it out. And you'll see that even after that, it's not even. It's kind of like a marriage or a friendship. You know, you do the best that you can and accomplish the goal here. I placed my cast iron pan on a medium-high heat. Once I see the smoke coming up, that means that it's hot enough, and I lowered it down to a medium, and you'll have to adjust as you go. The initial sear on your tortilla should take you anywhere from 15 to 20 seconds if your cast iron's hot enough. Go ahead and flip it. And you're going to continue to cook on that other side for about a minute, minute and a half. I like to dip my knife in some warm water, then I wipe it off, and then I start cutting in my gordita and shaping it. Once you press your knife in, don't pull it back out. Stay in there, run it across. Squeeze it tight, and then put that back in. And we have the making of a beautiful gordita. I'm going to take a heaping spoon of our Crema Oaxaqueña. If you don't have Crema Oaxaqueña, you can use some sour cream or Mexican crema. Add your cheese. Fill it with your squash guisado. And you want to place the thicker side down on the pan. Oh, we have some melty and crispy cheese. Who's ready for a bite? And boom, done. You can pack this for lunch, for a snack, or just set it for later use. So you can make these the day before, you know, place them in your little baggie. These are the kind of treats that I can make for my children. Place it in the refrigerator. The next day they can microwave it, or I can toast it for them. And you guys are all set. Makes your day a lot easier. Buen provecho. Thank you. This is just so beautiful. Even this cheese crisp at the bottom. Just like heaven, right? Mmm. Absolutely delicious. The only thing I think would make this cheese pool a lot better is to be able to sit down with you guys and enjoy this gordita. They're gonna make you cry.
Oh.
They're that good. They're like tacos al vapor, but I know that I'm eating a lot of health in here. What a perfect combination. Look away. Look away. Always, Cloud and I are wishing you the best. We absolutely adore you. We hope that you're able to get out into a fall garden or a community garden and partake in the fall harvest. And on that one, we'll see you guys tomorrow. Bye. Adios.